for this talk show.
Hi, welcome back to the new episode of Biz Talk. I am Aida, and I'm going to talk about Enron Corporation. Enron Corporation was established in 1985 and was founded by Kenneth Lay. Enron Corporation was the 7th biggest company in United States of America by the year of 2001. And Enron Corporation also have almost 29,000 of employees by the year of 2001. To find out more about Enron Corporation, stay tuned to the next episode of Biz Talk. I'm Aida. Bye!
We have a few guests with us.
Next on this talk show.
First we have Miss Fazira. Good morning from Biz Talk Show Live. Today we will be talking about the Enron Scandal, which ravaged the accounting and auditing world. First of all, we have Miss Daya, Miss Aida, Miss Fazira, Miss Afifah, and Miss Nadia. They will all be talking about the negative effects and the positive effects of the Enron Scandal on the accounting and auditing industry and the internal controls that needed to be taken after the Enron Scandal. First of all, we will start with Miss Aida with the negative effects. Miss Aida, what has the Enron Scandal done towards the auditing and accounting industry? What negative effects has it, done towards it?
Okay, for my opinion, first and foremost, the effect for Enron, which is external confidence. Once a fraud has been uncovered, the company may faces a lot of problem, which is public trust, mostly. Also, as a consequences, the company may have to pay a higher price of credit because the bankers also didn't have any confidence for giving any credits to the company. Next is bankruptcy. Why I said it is a bankruptcy? When a fraud has been uncovered, the company fraud will give a lot of problems to the company, and also automatically there will be a lot of losses and the company will not gain any profit from the productions. Next is audit process. Audit process will make the process more harder and complicated. Why? Because auditor will see a lot of things in the financial company books before signing any financial statement, and also the auditor will ask a lot of questions such as depreciation, the information that really hard to get, and last but not least, the production momentum. Fraud will affect the company, then disrupt a lot of normal momentum and production. The production will get things slower since there is no orders or client call the company to the company for any audit process or anything. That's all. Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. So what do you think about Miss Aida's sentiments with that?
I totally agree with her, but the loss of thousands of employees and million of dollars, of course there's still good from that, from what happened in Enron. Okay?
What do you think? What kind of good do you think will come out from this?
Alright, so in my opinion, even with the loss of thousands of jobs and millions of dollars, we still can find good and learn a lesson from what has happened to Enron. Okay, so first of all, with the advert of new accounting regulations such as Sarbanes-Oxley Act 2002, all companies had opportunity to reevaluate their processes and control over their accounting, reporting, and then company also had forced to improve their accounting, financial reporting. Alright, so and certainly this helped make the financial information more reliable. Alright, so despite of that, we are able to understand our employees more well, because sometimes, as you know, that employees involved in fraud because of they are working under pressure, such as financial pressure or so on. So these people tend to make fraud for their benefit. So in this case, if we want to improve it, a company should provide the employees remuneration in order to motivate them. Alright, and then most importantly, the collapse of Enron had brought attention to the related issue in financial statement fraud or fraud by executive. Good corporate governance has become a priority for many companies, and the focus of ethics and integrity in financial reporting has helped to increase investor confidence to invest in some companies. Alright, I think that's all from my opinion.
Okay. So, as we have heard from Ms. Aida and Ms. Hidayah over here, we have good positive and negative effects as a result of the Enron Scandal. So, a scandal this big has certainly given a big effect towards the world. But how do we avoid such a scandal from ever happening again? This question will be directed towards our three other guests over here. We introducing Miss Nadia from which company are you from again?
From this company.
PwC, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
PwC, yeah.
So, Miss Nadia, what kind of internal control do you think should be implemented by companies worldwide to avoid such a scandal from happening?
Okay, from my opinion, based on Enron Scandal case, the fraud that led to the fall of Enron Corporation can be prevented by applying the component of COSO, which is control activities. Okay, to apply these control activities, Enron should manage their physical custody of assets. For example, they should protect their petty cash funds by limit the access to it. This requires them to keep the fund in a locked box or drawer and ensure only authorized employee who have key to the box can use it. Okay guys, besides that, Enron should apply the arithmetical and accounting control that require receipts for all the petty cash disbursements with the amount received and the date. Okay, for example, like the purpose and the use of the funds and the name of employees who receive the funds should be stated and listed in the receipts. This is to ensure the accuracy of the records. Okay, next is Enron should protect checks against fraudulent use by give authorization to only approved officer. For instance, they need to ensure only 2 approved officer can give the signature on check above a specific limit, so that any fraud can be prevented easily. Like Hidayah said just now, fraud made by the executive, right? Okay guys, besides that, they need to ensure checks that need to be signed can only sign when all the required information such as documents of invoices are attached together. Okay guys, there are 2 types of control activities, which is management control and organization control. So for the management control, Enron should ensure a regular review of management accounts that forecast by the directors of management account. So for example, board of directors should monitor the company's financial activities on regular basis and compare the actual and budget revenue and expenses to prevent fraud and corruption in a company. Next guys, independent auditor also should be appointed by board of directors so that all the explanation and presentation of financial statement can be presented truthfully to the board. Last but not least, in my opinion, in addition, for the organisation control, Enron should segregate the duties in the company. This is to ensure all the company assets and resources are used only for the official business purpose only. For instance, there need to be division of responsibility in the company so that any possible fraud can be prevented easily. That's all from me, from my opinion, so thank you.
Very good information from Ms. Nadia over here. Also, is it?
Yeah.
Management control, segregation.
Control activities.
Control activities.
But there are two types of control, which is management control and organization control.
Oh, very good information we have here from Ms. Nadia, ladies and gentlemen. So, we continue with our other guest, Ms. Fazira. What would you like to present to the audience out there about the internal controls that should be implemented?
Okay, other than applying for control activity, we can also improve in their control environment. I think that Enron can prevent fraud from happening by managing their human resources policies and procedures. For instance, they should ensure that only competent individuals with integrity are employed, and at the same time, the interview procedures also should ensure that only candidates meeting the company criteria for recruitment are engaged in the company. Apart from that, the company also can enforce the integrity and ethical values among the employees by encourage a good moral in the work environment. And this is because the top management can eventually influence the other employees and the company as well. That's all from me.
Is that all from you? Okay, so human resources. Good human resource can employ competent personnel to manage the financial statements. Is that right? Oh, yes. Okay. So, besides also and competent personnel, HR, and so on, we have here Ms. Afifa to present the last but not least implementation, internal control, for companies worldwide to implement to avoid this kind of problem happening again. Ms. Afifa.
So, in my opinion, I think that they should do management risk assessment, which they should manage the company so they can identify and analyze the risk, so to prepare their financial statement. And then management risk assessment is something like you need to know the changing that happen in the company. So, for example, change in operating environment, which they have two elements, which is internal and external. So for the external, which is trends, like trending, like what is trending, so they need to change it in the company, and then they need to know the competition with the other company, and then also they need to know the media, which media they should use and stuff like that. And then for the internal factors is like cash flow, and they need to know the knowledge and the skills of their workers. And for the next changing is they need to know the change of the new technology, which the new technology may lead to some of the employee like they didn't know how to use the high tech of the technology. So the company should provide training and also like a program so that the employee will become more skillful. So for the next management risk assessment, they need to know the inherent risks. So for inherent risk is something like cash receipt. So for cash receipt, it will have misappropriation if not adequately controlled. Like it needs to have separate person in duties. So like employees in receiving is a separate person, and then for employee in giving the deposit money is a separate person also. So it will have no fraud in that thing. And then next is fake vendors. Like fake vendors, it involve fraud scams. It's in which the fraudsters manipulates a company account, payable and payment system for illegal personal gain. And I think that Enron should compare their payroll addresses to vendor addresses to avoid employees using their own personal address, which will lead to fraud and illegal personal gain. And then I think that's it from me.
Okay, that is all we have from our guests today at Biz Talk Show Live. Today we have, gained some knowledge on what happened towards the Enron Scandal, the negative and positive effects, and what companies worldwide should do in order to prevent such a scandal from ever happening again. So we should say thank you to our guests today, Ms. Hidayah, Aida, Fazira, Afifah and Nadia. So, powerful women in the industry. So, thank you Malaysians, ladies and gentlemen out there. Peace out.
Nampak tali. Lah ni lah wayar ya mikrofon aku.
Next on Biz Talk Live.
Betul tak? Hi there, good afternoon. I'm Karun Nadia, the reporter of Biz Talk Live. Today I'm with the two citizens of Kuala Lumpur. We will ask them about the Enron Scandal. So, hi madam and sir, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have
Did
you
you
ever...
say good afternoon?
Yeah.
It's okay, let's continue with the interview.
So, sir, have you ever heard about Enron Scandal?
Oh, Enron? I do heard about Enron. The scandal case was famous back then.
Yeah, that's right. So, what happened to the Enron company? Yeah?
They went
bankrupt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
they're bankrupt.
They were
now.
bankrupt.
But if I'm not mistaken, they are saved by a few companies.
Yes, survived by two companies.
So, for the benefits of the viewers, who are the survivors of Enron Scandal?
So the first one is EOG Resources. EOG Resources is founded by Mark Papa. Mark Papa brought asset from the Enron, which is oil and gas. And the second one is, if I'm not mistaken, is Kinder Morgan. Kinder Morgan was founded by Rich Kinder. And also Rich Kinder is also a former executive at Enron. He brought Enron liquid pipelines. And for your information, these both two companies has amount value of 110 billion now.
Yes. Besides those two companies, I think there's another company, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it was DNG. DNG, they wanted to buy Enron, but they didn't because Enron was very corrupt. So they bought Enron's pipelines, is it?
Yeah.
So they bought Enron's pipelines, and now this, I think they grew the company, they grew the pipeline business, and then they sold it for $10.7 billion. I think a few years back to Vista Energy. Yeah. So those three lah, kan?
So this was the company that
survived
Enron.
Yes.
Because this company brought the asset from the Enron, so they started the companies.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your cooperation, sir and madam.
Yes.
So, we will go back to the Angkasa Puri.
In the conclusion, the Enron scandal was a mixture of audit failure, accountant deception, the absence of operational audit, and the lack of internal control insufficiencies. This case has left a huge scar in the auditing industry, especially to the Big Five. Enron could have been successful with its overall business model and diversified ventures. However, due to the careless and thoughtless policies and procedures that the executive leadership implemented, Enron became one of the largest and most scandalous business failures in recent history. Most importantly, this was a major lesson for employees of companies to not put so much faith in management. While from the government aspect, accounting and audit practices and Securities and Exchange Commission must put better system in place to force companies to implement better financial controls for a company's overall financial reporting. In the United States, major corporate and accounting scandals such as the Enron Scandal and the WorldCom Scandal has given birth to the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002, which known as XOX, which now requires the top management to individually certify the accuracy of financial information.
Last but not least, penalty for fraudulent financial activities is much also more served under the Act. The oversight of the role of the board of directors and the independent of external auditors will also increase under SOX. That's all from us. Thank you. Till next time. Bye.
Hi guys, so kami dekat
Kau zoom.
M. Hai.
Saya nak join.